Family, come in, take a seat and settle yourself, because the walls of the British monarchy are trembling again. Not because of Harry, not because of Meghan, not because of California, sunshine or Netflix, but because the truth, as always, reveals itself when people least want to face it. Tonight, we are going deep. And when I say deep, I mean we are stepping directly into the heart of a royal disaster, decades in the making. A mess that the palace, the British tabloids and the loyal royalists have tried to hide behind their favourite smokescreen, blaming Harry and Meghan for every single thing that goes wrong inside that old crumbling House of Windsor. But the mask has slipped, the curtain has fallen, and the truth is out. Because, according to the latest from King Charles's mouthpiece, Robert Jobson, the same Jobson who has spent years cashing cheques to spin pro-Charles and pro-Camilla narratives, the real story unfolding behind palace walls is not about the Sussexes at all. It's about King Charles being absolutely incandescent with rage at his heir, Prince William. And it's been brewing for years. Yes, not months, years. Let that sink in. The British tabloids have dragged Harry for choosing freedom and mental well-being. They have assaulted Meghan for breathing too loud, smiling too bright, loving too black, speaking too confidently. They have printed front-page hysteria, calling them disloyal, dangerous, arrogant, entitled. Yet the man who next sits on the throne, the one groomed since birth to be the perfect king, is reportedly at war with his own father. And the palace is leaking, scrambling, leaking again, burning and pretending everything is fine. But it's not fine, never has been, and the truth is finally spilling out. So let's take a breath and just let the irony wash over us. The same monarchy that destroyed Harry and Meghan to protect the image of William and Kate is now being forced to confess that William is the real problem. The real disappointment, the real threat. Not Harry, not Meghan, the heir. It's almost poetic. According to Jobson's new book, Charles was horrified to learn that William was flying his entire family around in his helicopter, casually, repeatedly, ignoring protocol, ignoring risk, ignoring the late Queen's concerns, ignoring basic royal succession safeguards. Because here's the thing, if there were a tragedy, heaven forbid, Harry becomes the heir. Harry becomes the next in line. So now we see what the palace always feared. Not disaster, not loss, not instability. No. They feared Harry stepping into that role because Harry represents compassion, maturity and leadership. And someone like that is a threat to the fragile egos at the centre of the monarchy. So when Charles found out, with cancer, that William was still joyriding his entire family around after being warned repeatedly, the king demanded that William sign a statement acknowledging the risk. A simple acknowledgement, a responsible gesture, a moment of adulthood. What did William do? He refused, not politely, not respectfully. He reportedly snapped back so sharply the aide had to report it back to the king like a schoolteacher telling the principal that Billy threw a tantrum in class. This is a future monarch who cannot handle a routine procedural request, a grown man who sulks when confronted with accountability, a leader who disrespects the people who serve him. And yet, what did the tabloids say? Crickets, not a whisper, because if it's William, silence. If it's Kate, excuses. If it's Camilla, hush-hush. If it's Charles, tradition. But Harry, Meghan, they get full front-page execution for existing. And the palace wonders why the monarchy keeps losing credibility. But there's more. So much more. Jobson reveals that Charles hates confrontation. He cannot correct his own son. He cannot enforce boundaries. So he sends senior aides to deliver the messages, and William lashes out at them too. Let that sink in. This isn't a one-time tantrum. This is a chronic behavioural pattern. William reportedly clashes with Charles's private secretary Sir Clive Alderton. The same Alderton Harry also refused to deal with because Alderton was part of the machinery fueling the smear campaigns against Meghan. So suddenly the Harry is difficult narrative falls apart. Because two very different princes, on different continents now, both refuse to work with the same man. What does that tell us? That Harry was never the problem. The toxic palace system was, the courtiers were, the institution was. Harry tried to expose it. He tried to warn them. He tried to reform it. But the palace said no, because protecting William at all costs was the only mission. Look where that has brought them. Even at the coronation, the single most important event of Charles's reign, William shows up late. Not because of traffic, not because of illness, not because of security. No, because he was filming a social media video. Imagine your own father being crowned king, and you're busy making TikTok content in the car. The arrogance is breathtaking. And yet the same media that shrieked when Meghan closed her own car door refused to utter a peep when William arrived late to the cornerstone moment of his father's reign. Then there's the Scottish kilt issue. Charles, who actually works whether we like him or not, repeatedly asks William to wear the kilt representing his Scottish titles. William refuses. Doesn't matter that it's tradition. Doesn't matter that it symbolises identity. Doesn't matter that it's part of the monarchy he's set to lead. He refuses because William thinks he decides what the monarchy is. He thinks it bends to him. He thinks duty is optional. He thinks the crown is a birthright without obligation. And if that doesn't scream unfit, what does? Now, let's talk about Kate. The palace claims she simply prioritises family, but the math is not mathing. Because Meghan prioritising family was used to brand her lazy, uncommitted, manipulative. Kate, doing the same, gets worshipped as a saint. The hypocrisy is exhausting. Kate has reportedly refused to increase her workload since having children. And while being a present parent is wonderful, she is not a private citizen. She is the future queen consort. She married into a role that comes with duty. But because she is protected by image, by whiteness, by fragility narratives, she never faces criticism. She simply appears when convenient and disappears without explanation. Meanwhile, Meghan, an accomplished professional, an advocate, a self-made woman, was called a narcissist for showing up and working. The imbalance is stomach-turning. And then there is homelessness, William's pet campaign, his 5-year plan, the Prince of 3 mansions telling people how to solve homelessness. You cannot make this up. How can a man living in an 8-bedroom Windsor mansion lecture the public about homelessness without offering anything of his own? Yet there he is, moving into his 3rd forever home, Forest Lodge, while telling ordinary people how to fix housing insecurity. He has 3 homes. 3. And he is still shopping for more. Harry, with one modest Montecito estate, is somehow the symbol of luxury and excess to the British press. Let that irony settle like fog over Windsor Castle. Meanwhile, William skipped VJ Day commemorations, a major symbolic event, while his cancer-stricken father made the effort to show up. The same man who is supposed to carry the monarchy into the future can't be bothered to attend one of the most important remembrance ceremonies in the Commonwealth. Do you see the pattern? entitlement, neglect, immaturity, self-preservation, no service, no humility, no dignity. And yet Harry is the villain? Harry, who served his country in war? Harry, who founded Invictus? Harry, who supports veterans, families, children? Harry, who speaks openly about healing? Harry, who left the institution for the mental well-being of his wife and children? Harry, who works every single day without royal money, without palaces, without handouts? He is the villain? The math is not mathing. The truth is very simple. The monarchy, Charles, Camilla, the palace machine, the tabloids, spent years destroying Harry and Meghan to protect William. And now, William is exposing himself. He doesn't need help from the press. He doesn't need enemies. He is sabotaging himself with his ego, his insecurity, his absence, his incompetence. And Charles is watching, furious, helpless, shaking with regret because he knows what he has done. He protected the wrong son. He punished the wrong son. He bet the future of the monarchy on the wrong horse, because the one son who had the heart, the character, the empathy, the one who could have modernized the institution, was driven away, bullied away, smeared away, exiled. Imagine the power, the beauty, the global respect the monarchy could have had if Harry and William had worked together. But jealousy killed it, racism killed it, cowardice killed it. And now all they have left is a fragile, angry heir who refuses to do the job, and a king furious that his legacy is collapsing even before he is gone. Harry is not coming back to fix their mess. Harry is not returning to save the monarchy. Harry has a new legacy, one built on truth, love, compassion and global impact. He has Meghan by his side, brilliant, dignified, articulate, compassionate Meghan. A woman who stands tall in grace despite being vilified. A woman who works. A woman who builds. A woman who serves. A woman who was too good, too bright, too powerful for that dusty old institution. So she left. He left. And together they thrive. The monarchy burned its bridge. And now they are drowning without the one person who could have kept them afloat. Harry. He is their biggest loss. Meghan is their biggest tragedy. They could have embraced them. They could have honoured them. They could have learned from them. Instead, they fed them to the wolves. And now the wolves have turned on the palace itself. This is what karma looks like. Not dramatic, not theatrical, just inevitable. And now that the truth is slipping into the public narrative, even through Charles's own personal journalist, the palace panic is impossible to ignore. The war is no longer between brothers. It is between king and heir, between the old system and the failing future, between truth and delusion. And Harry, from across the ocean, with Meghan by his side, stands untouched by their chaos. They stand in peace. They stand in purpose. They stand in truth, while the monarchy trembles. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight on this journey through the latest royal meltdown. We will continue shining a light on truth, defending dignity, and celebrating Harry and Meghan's courage and brilliance. If you love what we do here, if you believe in justice, compassion, and real royalty, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure that bell is turned on. And if you would like to support the channel directly, you can drop a super thanks. Every contribution helps us keep doing this work. Until next time, family, stay bold, stay informed, and stay Royal Sussex strong. I love you all.